Hi, welcome back to the Jack and Glenn channel. I'm Jackie.
And I'm her husband, Glenn.
Yep, he's still my husband, Glenn.
Hey, before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews. Tonight we're reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode number 2. Episode number 2. So when we start off this episode, we start off with Emily and Brennan. They just finished their wedding. They got married, and now we see them getting ready to go outside. And I've stopped here because I'm like, it's Denver. You got this couch outside with a fire pit, snow on the ground.
At least they had coats for them.
I don't care about no coat. I see the girl's breath when she speak.
Right.
This place doesn't have a different room, a venue, or a place where you can put me at a annex or something where we can have a conversation. But you send me outside?
Apparently not.
We're outside talking, and it's cold outside. It's cold outside, but they get off to a pretty good.
They live there. I don't think that matters to them. We don't live there, so we probably would be like, they don't look like they was having their teeth chatter. They used to it.
They might be used
Colorado.
to it. It's Colorado, but they
Colorado.
They both said they were into each other. They both liked what they saw.
Yes.
They both were happy and pleased with the physical attraction. I believe Emily said later, when they was conversing, that she wants the physical attraction is there, but she wants to see how his personality is and how can his personality flow and can her personality and their personality both met. Now, one thing about this, when Brennan did said, like, this is your first relationship, really? And she was like, nah, this is my first serious relationship.
But still, he was like,
that's still gonna be an issue for me. I think it's
going to be an issue for him.
And that's going to be the major issue in their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because how does she respond if she's never been in any serious relationship? I think her words, I went from 0 to 100.
Real quick.
0 to 100 real quick. You went from not having any serious relationship to being married. Boom. Only on TV. Only on Married at First Sight. Maybe in Vegas.
10, do not recommend.
Yeah, do not attend. Do not recommend that. As they was conversing, Brennan started talking about his family.
Mm-hmm.
Said he's 100% Russian.
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. He was like my dad don't drink water. He drinks vodka for hydration.
That's a problem.
He don't drink water.
Look,
vodka is not hydrating at all.
That's a big problem. If all he drinks is vodka, you gotta put some water in your system. That drunk.
But he was just trying to stress that he's Russian. Okay.
I understand. But they drink vodka all the time. Well, that's stereotypical, isn't it? But I'm gonna say they drink.
He said it.
He said it. He said they drink. And she was like, well, I'm a partier too. She kinda like, I'm a partier. They both partier. I don't see how, with the combination of her not being in a structured relationship, the combination of him being a party, and they both have their friends and interacting, I don't see. No.
Oh no, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see.
They both like sheep doodles.
Yeah.
Yeah, sheep doodles, right?
Sheepadoodle.
Sheepadoodle?
Sheepadoodle.
Yeah, sheepadoodles. Which we had to look that up. I didn't know how to talk.
I mean, I figured that's what it was. I just never heard of a sheepadoodle. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sheepdog mixed with poodle.
Poodle, I think. Doodle. I can't remember.
Why would you do that? But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, the irony of it, they both like sheepadoodles.
I think when we started looking at the couples, and I said this at the beginning, it seemed like Married at First Sight actually did a decent job matching up the couples of what they're like, right? When you get to the other couples, you start seeing, I like that too, or I like that. When you get to Lauren and Orion, when they found out they're Sagittarius, you see that Married at First Sight, I think they was really strategic in this season of matching people up exactly kind of like folks. We don't have too many opposites.
I was about to say, so far we don't see any opposites where they try to do the opposites attract thing.
It didn't work for like 17 seasons. I mean, why would you? No, it didn't work. It wasn't too much on Emily and Brennan in this episode. I mean, that's basically what you saw them conversing. They're attracted to each other. They're going to, get to know each other even more. So, not much. Let's move on. Lauren and Orion.
Yeah, Orion.
Orion, Lauren and Orion. Hey, when she first met him, they saw each other at the altar. She was attracted. She was like, oh, pleasant.
Well, first let's go back.
Okay.
So as she's getting ready, of course we know her mother passed away. So they did the whole something old, something new, something brown, something blue, and they gave I can't remember who it was. Was it her sister-in-law? Gave her like a keychain.
Keychain, right?
With a picture of her mom, and she was like, I really appreciate that. So I know my mom's with me, but this is a physical reminder that my mom is with me. And so, which again, this is still funny to me. Her sister-in-law, Marcelette, and her brother Marcellus. I've never. But anyway, so her brother Marcellus and her dad Victor walk her down the aisle. We get to see her dad.
Yeah. Get to see her dad. But before that, Orion was talking to his friend, said he'd been wanting this since he was 13.
Mm-hmm.
He'd been wanting to get married since he was 13. He puts on his ceremonial earrings. He put his hair in a bun, which was funny too, because he didn't know how he could fix all this stuff and do all these things, but can't put his hair in a bun.
Mm-mm.
Lauren said she was excited to see Orion. Orion was he was kind of excited to see who she was and what she looked like. They didn't care about anything else. They was excited to see each other.
And he gave her something representative of his tribes, his Native American, his indigenous, his family history. Right. He gave her some I believe it was a necklace, not a bracelet.
Yeah, that was right? Turquoise.
But it was turquoise. And she was like, "Oh wow, this is awesome!" And what did she?
She gave him a flask.
Uh-huh.
And she gave him a flask with some rum.
You might need
some rum and stuff.
Take a sip before you go down the aisle.
Maybe take a sip before you go down the aisle. So we saw them exchange gifts, which was good. They both
and she got to see, because she was like, I want somebody with culture that's into their culture. So she got to see that glimpse of him.
Got to see the glimpse of him, and she was into his that he was into his culture. We see once again we saw Lauren and Orion meet for the first time at their wedding. The officiant took a moment to acknowledge Lauren's colorful personality to the audience, that she's real colorful, that she's really out there. She's really, I don't want to say eccentric, but she's open-minded.
I mean, she had pink eyelashes. She had right on the side. I was like, oh, that's cute, different.
It's different for both of them. I mean, how often do you see a guy with earrings? Dangling earrings.
A lot.
I haven't been to a wedding.
Well, no, not at a wedding. Okay, yeah, no.
I haven't seen that at a wedding.
No.
But I thought they
But you didn't specify wedding, but
I thought their vows were pretty good. They promised to do things, right? We talk about that all the time. We talk about how people say, I am going to. They're like, well,
I will always, I will never. I would always say, I'm gonna try my best.
I would try my best, right?
I'm gonna try my best.
But it was willing to open up, and then they realized that, again, we talk about him being a fixer and how he fixed things and how, I can help you with your hair, and they complimented each other for the most part. And then when they had the kiss, you said it looked like she was trying to pull back.
Just a little bit.
I think it was just too much. It might have been too much. The way he went in,
right?
It was open.
When he did ask, he said, "Can I kiss you?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yes." And like he went full smush. It was full smush, and then it was like, maybe I'm just inserting myself in it, because I was like, dude, how long is you gonna smush my face?
They smushed for a long time. They did smush for a little too long, and
not smooch neither. Smush.
And no one opened their mouth.
It was just lips pushed against each other.
There was no open mouth whatsoever. But they did both commit to have growth in their marriage and some mutual respect for one another. One thing I like when they went out, they didn't even go outside. See, this is what I'm like, married at first sight. No, she probably told, I ain't going setting outside, though.
Yeah,
I'm not setting outside. Y'all gonna have to find places. But they sat inside and they both found out they're Sag Libra or Sag Libras. I'm not
Sag Libras.
Sag Libra. Yeah, they both into astrology and they both have the same sign. They both like some of the same things. They're both cultural. And I'm sitting thinking like, this may actually work.
I think so.
I really said they may actually work. I know if y'all like most, we didn't. I'm glad he's indigenous. indigenous, because it gives her the culture that she needs. Because she said, "I'm blackity black. I'm blackity black." So you have two people who like their culture and they can intertwine their culture with each other. And I think that was cool there because the way I looked at him when he walked out, go back to the wedding, when he walked out and he looked on that side and saw no African Americans, you didn't see his face screw up. You didn't see nothing. You didn't see any of that. And he was like, okay, I can do this. So which I thought was pretty good for her and him. I thought that they complement each other.
Yeah, they had a very nice interaction after the wedding where they were talking. Like you said, they got along really well, had a whole lot in common. She talked about the fact that, I just love the fact that you're a handyman. Like I could be handy, well, if I'm by myself, but I'd rather, have my man be handy. And she was like, I could definitely help you with your bun. She stressed that I'll do your hair. You fix this, that, and the other at the house.
But it'll be interesting to see because you get where it goes. Because she's strong-willed. He's kind of strong-willed, but you can see where he can be laid back. And my thing is, will she? I don't want to say take advantage. What's the word I'm looking for? Be the one to lead the charge in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Will she be the one to lead the charge in a relationship, or will Orion be masculine enough and man enough to be able to say, you know what, put his foot down when things go right? Because she's very independent. There's not nothing wrong with that. But when you come into a marriage, I think not that you have to assume roles, but you got to have a hierarchy. There's a hierarchy that's there. And I'm not sure if Orion is able to do that with Lauren because she's very strong-willed and knows what she wants. Mm-hmm. And she's a boss. Mm-hmm. And let's see if he's able to handle that bossness. That is it with them. Not too much we saw with them. I still don't understand why this was an hour and 30-minute show, but when you get too much detail into some of these couples. But we saw let's go with Mike. We saw Michael. I felt bad for Michael, right? They gave us a little bit more in depth with Michael this time, where we saw Michael at the and his friends conversing. We saw Michael at the altar. We even saw Michael receive the gift from the young lady. Well, not
the gift back.
The gift back from the young lady.
Yeah, what he had given her, she gave back. We found out that Michael and the young lady did have a conversation. Mm-hmm. He tried to talk her, well, not even talk to her, but talk her through. Okay, we've come through this process. Let's go ahead with it. And basically, her note back to him was, sorry, like you couldn't convince me.
But that's where my timeout, red flag, timeout, flag on a play. She had time to write a note back to him. We have a discussion face to face, right? And now I got time to write a note back to you and send you your stuff back. I mean, we found out on after party. Watched the after party with a diamond bracelet that he gave. Diamond tennis bracelet gave her, and I can't remember the other thing. He gave her two gifts. One was a diamond tennis bracelet. I can't remember the other. And she gave both of them back, which was good on her part, right?
Yeah, and she said that he didn't have to give back the crown and the sword.
He didn't have to get a crown. But the friends were asking about the sword. Like, you got to get that back? Oh, yeah. I don't think so. But when did she have time to write this note and put in a box? I call red flag. I think this is production. That part I think is production. I don't think she wrote the note to put in a box to give to him. I think she gave the stuff back, but that note that he read, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
I think his friends did a really good job of talking to him and comforting him, and let him know there's nothing wrong with you. Mm-hmm. It's going to be okay. Like, she just missed out. She said in her note, sorry, I shortchanged you from being able to participate in this process fully. I mean, his friends were very confident to him. And his thing was, I'm going to try to let this not deter me from getting married, which you shouldn't. This was an absolute fluke. She don't know you. It wasn't because it wasn't because of anything you did. It wasn't because you weren't attractive. It was just because I don't think I could do it. She's a punk.
Wow. Just go.
She punked. She did. She punked out. Honestly, I'm glad she figured it out then instead of later. Because I think too many people find out after the wedding that I don't think I could do this.
Well, let's pose that. Is it better to know, like, leading into it? Or should you give it a couple of days?
It would have been better if like they talked about, you went through picking out a dress.
Right.
You told your family. You even came to the venue
Dressed up.
in your dress. Michael, I would have absolutely ate that reception food.
Yeah, we talked about that too. Like we would have had a party. We'd have ate the food. We'd have invited everybody to come eat. Like y'all come eat, come enjoy. On Married at First Sight on Lifetime. This we can still party. This
Her
place.
folks can even eat too. I don't know how far y'all came, but you can eat too.
You can eat too.
There's plenty of food for everybody.
DJ hit my music. You know what I'm saying? DJ, we want the party in here. What was that? Wasn't that one of them Tyler Perry movies? Like somebody gonna get married today. Like, hey, somebody gonna eat this food today. They already paid for it. And then we see him hop in the car and just roll off. Not in my book. Wouldn't have been me, dog. We would have enjoyed that venue all day long. I'd have been calling all them cats. Like, dog, they told me I only got 30 people at this wedding or 20 people. Hey, guess what, y'all? There's a party going on out here. Come on. Come on. We'd have turned that into a family reunion. Come eat. Come be married. And that would have been all right. Again, he dodged. I want to say he dodged the bullet. I guess he dodged the bullet.
Like I was saying, I would rather know up front than me be trying, and 48 hours, 2 weeks, whatever the shortest one was, or even, few weeks in, and she'd be like,
no, we should do a video.
I wasn't feeling it the day I walked in the aisle.
We should do a video on that. The brides that should have left. Brides that shouldn't have showed up at the altar. It's a whole bunch. First one that comes to my head is Paige. First one that played.
I mean, she should have showed up.
She shouldn't have showed up.
She should have showed up, but that night she should be like, nah.
I think, but in that process, once you already say I do, I think you're there. You're in it. You're. This young lady didn't even get. But here's the real question: no one in her family could talk her like, I don't want to say into it.
They probably was trying to talk her out of it.
Because I think about Karen, right? When Karen went to her bathroom, Karen and Miles from New Orleans, when she went into the bathroom and had her meltdown about Miles, there would at least somebody say, hey, try this, right? A producer or somebody. She must have really been like, you know what? Not having it. I don't care. I do not care. But anyway, that's what she. But Michael, got an opportunity to work on himself, opportunity to get right, and we'll see where what happens after this with Michael. Felt bad for the brother. Tears in his eyes.
Oh yeah.
I felt bad. Anybody? I ain't never been to a wedding, man. Any of y'all been to a wedding? Believe in the comment section below. Anybody been to a wedding where the bride walked out? Or anybody went to the weddings when somebody objected?
Somebody didn't show up. Somebody objected.
I've never been to any of those weddings. You know what I
mean? I most certainly have been to one that they broke up 12 days later.
Yeah, I've been to one of those. Yeah, I've been to one of those with 12 days. I've been to a wedding where it didn't start on time.
I've been to plenty of those.
No. I mean, we've been to a wedding where we was there before the people was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not
but they still together.
Yeah, they still together though. But yeah, they still together. But let's move on. We start revealing too much. Here we go. Let's go to Becca.
It was fun though. It was fun. I wasn't mad at all.
I wasn't mad at all. No. And I've been to a wedding where I wish they could do it all over again because that junk was nice and expensive and it was beautiful and everything was great. It's like one of those TV type weddings. Like, yeah, they spent some money on this one.
Yeah.
They still together too, so. Yeah, I like that. Oh man, let's go to Becca and Austin, right?
I want to jump ahead with them and just say they liked each other.
Yeah,
very much so.
They very much like each other. But look, she talked about her having to get a certain kind of dress. Her dress wouldn't be too tight because she just has appendectomy.
A what? Appendectomy.
Appendectomy. Yeah. You're the nurse. You get it right.
Appendectomy. Because she said, okay, so she was diagnosed with endometriosis. And her implants actually attached to her appendix. So she had to have an appendectomy. And for her to say, okay, so an appendectomy, I don't know how they did hers. Usually they do it laparoscopically. So you have, a couple little puncture wounds. But they can do it open. I don't know if they did it open for her. But I feel like with her saying she needed the dress kind of loose, the dress she has kind of a peasant type of style to the dress. And she was like, I like that it's loose and not too tight on my abdomen since I just had surgery. And I'm thinking, dog, you must have just had that.
Yeah.
because you shouldn't have that problem for appendectomy. But yeah, but the dress suited her. Um, you know, it was, to me, it was fancy free like she is.
Mhm.
Being a wedding photographer, and for him, he's trying to get something that represents him. At first, he had the green on. He was like, I feel like a leprechaun.
Yeah,
You
you
look
asked.
like one.
You
Take
look
that
like one.
off.
Take that off. That's not for you, dog.
Take that off.
No.
But he ended up settling on a black.
Yeah, it's black tux. I mean, to it looks nice. Black tux. Why not?
Mm-hmm. And so they go into the venue, and like when he saw her, he was like she was flouncing down the aisle.
She was happy. I think she had the little dude to come out with the pocket, the pouches and throwing roses
Right.
out of fanny packs, throwing roses out of the fanny.
Flower man.
Flower man, yeah, that's what it is. Flower man out of the fanny pack. So it was fun, and she's fun. You can see that she's fun loving, right? And I looked at Austin is your typical Colorado person. Right. Yeah.
He said he's a typical Colorado guy.
Colorado guy.
Like that outside stuff.
Outside adventure. He's been there all his life. He's done everything. He likes being adventurous. And he's looking for a woman who could be adventurous with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he found his match. Because
Mm-hmm.
she's very adventurous. She doesn't march the same beat. And one thing that was funny, that neither one of them are on time for anything.
Oh my gosh. So what her friends and family wrote about her, hope you don't want to be anywhere on time because she's always late. And the audience was like, oh yeah, Austin too. But in their letter, they said, oh, he be late too. She was like, dang, we're gonna have a problem.
Right.
We're gonna always be late. Don't expect neither one of us to be nowhere on time.
Right. And Eric also mentioned that he's taking marriage seriously, right? He's gonna take it seriously, and he wants to have that picket fence type marriage. He wants to be able to have that ideal marriage. And I always laugh at his mom, because she be sitting there shaking her head like,
she was looking like,
I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready. She just be shaking her head like, I don't think she's ready. So
but at one point she did kind of smile. She looked like she was into it. But for most of it, she was like, oh gosh.
I'm interested to see. I'm really interested to see when they sit down and meet with the families. His mom and Emily and Becca's conversation, because I think his mom is really gonna go like, look, he's this, he's that, whatnot. She finally, after they get married, they walk out. She does tell Austin. Austin does tell Becca that his roommate is a girl.
Yeah. He's known her for 10 years, and she was like, I'm good with that. I'm good. You got a girl roommate, that is cool with me. I don't have a problem.
I don't know, most people don't have a problem with that. They could. I mean, after 10 years, they would. I guess if they would have do something, they would have done it by now, right?
Yeah.
But she ain't mad.
My daughter said that his roommate looked like it wouldn't be no interest there anyway.
Yeah, it wouldn't be no interest there anyway.
But okay, so like I said, they really liked each other, and when it was time to kiss the bride, like my dude went in.
He went in.
And she was giving it right back. I was like, good gosh.
Giving it right back. And even to the point he had lipstick around there when they was talking outside.
She's like, oh my gosh, you got lipstick on you.
But they talked about their profession. She said, I'm a professional photographer. I'm a businesswoman. I have 3 employees. I travel around the country taking photographs throughout for weddings and things like that. He talked about he was into tech sales and something else. I can't remember what else he was into, but he does well for himself. Mm-hmm. He does okay for himself. And so I like them together.
I do too.
I think they're gonna be fun together. Austin seems like she's more. I don't say
Becca, you mean?
Yeah, Becca seems like she's a little bit more wilder than Austin.
Yeah.
And but
not too wild for him to handle.
Yeah, not too wild for him to handle. So they look like they can match very well, and I think it's gonna be an okay union for them. We'll see how that works out with Austin and Becca, because I like her. I told you, like I said last week, I'm worried about the health challenges.
Because we ain't even got to that yet.
We haven't even got to that. She hasn't even talked to him about, I have these health challenges. I don't know many people sign up for that, right? She could be having a good day or a bad day. I don't even know. Do you call it crises? Crises? What do you call it?
Well, I mean.
Yeah. she could be having those, and he got to deal with it. So we'll see if he's the nurturer and carer that people say he is, and see what he does. All right. So let's move on to
Yeah,
Claire.
excuse me. I promise I ain't flashing.
Claire and Carmen, right? Sorry, the lights out. We got the lights. Claire
Yeah, for some
and
reason the lights are hot today. I'm
Good,
just
Claire.
so I've been trying to hide it, but I'm saying myself.
Man, Claire and Cameron. You know, Claire went real deep into a wedding dress, and she really, really wanted to find something that was kind of her, and that would make him go woo. You know, they really had deep. And when I say deep, she brought her mom on them, her cousin them. She brought everybody she could bring to this wedding fitting, and she actually found a dress that she could find. Cameron, you know, he's not from here, he's from New Zealand, so he brings his friend Nancy over here. He talks about how he came to the United States with only $5,000 in a suitcase.
He did better than some people.
He did better than some. Yeah, he did better than some. He moved to the United States for $5,000 in a suitcase. Now he's a business owner, running a bike shop. But how he got things together. One thing that was interesting to me, they shared gifts, and he gave her a kiwi.
No, he gave her a stuffed animal.
A stuffed animal.
Which, hi, this is Kiwi. I wish they had shown her reading the rest of the letter, because I feel like he said some more about it, but she was like, I need to find out what this is about. He's probably looking at the gift I gave him just as strangely, because it was several things in what she gave, but the main thing was, which I noticed her bridesmaids had it on, it was a piece of fabric that was representative of their Scottish history,
Yeah.
Their Scottish family crest. And so he was like, okay, what do I do with this fabric? I don't really know where to put it. He put it in his pocket. But I noticed that the bridesmaid had it on anyway. And then when she was with her mom and dad, before they were walking her down the aisle, the mom had, like the sash on, the dad had it on his tie. So like they're real deep about it. And her aunts had it on.
Mm-hmm.
It was sitting in the audience. So still, he might have looked strange, and we saw him. He was like, oh, okay, but he was more like, wow. When she sees my gift, she's gonna be like, it's kind of lame. She put a little bit more thought and effort in it, a little bit deeper. But his is actually deeper too. It's just you got to put clues together.
Like clues, like the way he's from, what he's doing. They both have heritages that are outside of the United States, right? And so I don't know if she's gonna. She seems to me, I don't want to say stuck up.
No, I think I don't think so. The one thing she said was, I wonder, her mom was like, I wonder how his family is. And then they even said later, what if he doesn't have any family? She was like, our family's pretty cool and get along with. I wonder if their family chatty. I think it would be hard to not get along with our family because, we're, really cool like that. And when she was like, what if he doesn't have any family, and her bridesmaids, her sister and her friend was like, well, we could be his family, and little did she know.
But that's why I'm thinking they slipping stuff, man. Production is slipping stuff. How do you just come out like, hey, maybe you don't have any family?
Because that's possible, because that's the case for some people.
It is the case for some people, but I don't think that's not the first thing that would go in my mind. Like, hey, by the way,
well, it wasn't. That was when they were getting ready to come down the aisle.
Get ready to come out. So, I think it can work out. I'm just concerned about him, not necessarily the family piece of being so in tune with. You want to be in tune with marriage. You want to have marriage, but just the cultural thing, the culture of where he's from and the culture of where she's from, will that clash a little bit, or the ideals of what he think marriage is and what marriage should be, right? Because he's been around Nancy and his parents back in New Zealand, and the family. And not saying that the family issue will be a situation, but just being able to see if he can connect with her on that level. So we didn't get to actually see their full wedding,
right?
Their full wedding.
We see her about to come down the aisle.
We saw her getting ready, about to come down the aisle, and he's looking at her like, "Ooh," So we'll see next week how they interact with each other at their wedding. It's the last wedding that we actually have. So then we'll get into the what's it called?
I'm mad they
wedding
didn't do all of them in this episode. But
I'm so mad too. They could have put the Michael stuff last time, and then all the weddings, and then we go into the whole meet your family, the whole reception, and all that next time. But this Married at First Sight, I'm not gonna say it was a bore, but it gave you some more insight onto who the people were and what we saw. We know that Lauren and Orion like each other. We know Emily and Brennan are feeling each other right now. We know that
Becca and Austin.
Becca and Austin are feeling
Mhm.
each other right now. We know that Michael's heartbroken, right? He has a problem. He has an issue. Um, we'll see later. If you have not seen what we talked about later, they will find somebody for him. I just want to let you know, spoiler, if you watch this part of the video, spoiler. They will find somebody for him. Won't get into the whole details, but watch our last video, and I went into a little bit of details about who they find for him and the process. And then we'll see Claire and Cameron if they can mesh with each other. So I'm excited about this season of Married First Sight. I'm glad they're back. Want to see how they're. Hope it's just not as long as last season. But last season was pretty long. So we'll see how these couples shape up and shape. Who do you like so far?
I like Becca and Austin. I like Lauren and Orion. Um, I don't know about Claire and Cameron just yet. Emily and Brennan are cool too.
I think Emily and Brennan are to me on the bottom just because she hadn't had a long term relationship. But I
Hmm.
think everybody else is, to me, I think it work out. So, hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell notification. Make sure you tap into us. Leave a comment below. Give us a big thumbs up. Once again, Married at First Sight, season 17, episode number 2, Denver. And stay out of the cold, man. I'm still mad at that. Then people went outside and it was freezing. But anyway, hit the subscribe button, bell notification, and we'll catch you guys a little bit later. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Bye.
Bye.